Aklat Alert!
Kilala bilang artista si Meryll Soriano. Pero ang hindi alam ng karamihan, isa rin siyang public story reader o storyteller. Sa mahabang panahon na siya ay abala sa pagiging aktres, paano siya nagkaroon ng interest sa story reading at sa pagsusulat mismo ng kanyang sariling libro. Ano o sino ang kanyang naging inspirasyon?
So I started reading late na kasi di ba I grew up in a very showbiz family, so hindi kami pinalaki sa mga libro. So I really wanted to be smart. Sabi ko, and the only way to go is to read books. Pero of course, yun lang yung aking parang ay gusto ko magtalinuhan. But after that, in love talaga ako sa reading, sa books. And ang inspiration ko sa pagbabasa ng stories ay ang aking panganay na si Elijah, because dahil sa kanya, nagbasa ako ng grabe, gabi-gabi.
Mahirap ba ang kinakarir ngayon ni Meryll Soriano na story reading?
Hindi siya challenging kasi I do it almost every night, lalo na ngayon na meron akong toddler. So I get to read books again every night. Not for Eli na, but for my bunso. And I fell in love also with reading aloud because I had a tutor when I was young. Dahil gusto ko magtalino-talinuhan. So nagpa-tutor ako ng English. So it was a practice sa aking course. And then of course, along the way, yung pag-arte ko is part of my animated reading. Kaya tuwan-tuwa sa akin yung mga bata. Kasi cartoons ako eh.
Ano ang nag-udyok kay Meryll Soriano na itulak ang advokasya ng pagbabasa?
Nawawala na yung love for books and reading. And I know for a fact that Filipino authors struggle as well. So para siyang isang holistic approach on how to do that for kids. Kasi everybody has gadgets. Yun na ang bumubuhay ng education system natin sa mga less fortunate na mga settings. And ayoko siyang mangyari. And parang doon tumibay. Kasi matagal ko na itong gustong gawin. Pero ngayon tumibay lalo because nakikita ko yung effect ng social media, yung mga platforms na hindi nakakatulong sa mga bata. So sila talaga yung gusto kong tulungan dahil sila yung pag-asa ng bayan. Dahil tapos na tayo dun sa generation na, sila talaga. Every generation may naiisip na ganun para sa mga bata because sila talaga yung magiging daan on how to change and shift cultures. So Mama Memories is my advocacy talaga for readership and literacy and education. Of course, ang target audience ko ay 4 to 10 to 12 years old. Sila talaga yung aking gustong tulungan para sa future for them. It's reading books. Just reading children's books with Filipino authors, of course, to collaborate with publishing houses dito sa Pilipinas. And of course, the long-term dream is to be able to go to public schools all over the Philippines and to read them stories. Sobra ko siyang gustong gawin. And I know mangyayari yan.
Advocacy rin ni Meryll Soriano ang tungkol sa pangangalaga sa mental health. Bilang isa rin sa may ganitong kondisyon na masasalamin sa kanyang isinulat na mga maikling kwento na naging karanasan nito sa buhay.
I have a new project called Invisible War and it's launching this October. It's a mental health docu-style interview show where people are going to be able to share their stories about their mental health struggles and to break the stigma, to break the silence, and to be able to empower people to ask for help so that you don't feel isolated. It's hard to talk about mental health, but it is harder not to. Ask for help. Again and again, you are not alone. And together, we can win this invisible war.
Kung si Meryll Soriano ang tatanungin, anong genre ng libro ang pinaka-interesado niyang basahin?
I ended up loving nonfiction. Siguro sa work ko na din, connected siya sa being actor, yung human behavior and human stories. It impacted me as a person. It still impacts me as a person. So, more on the, nonfiction, talaga ako, shelf, pag pumunta akong bookstore. You see another world. That's why I love non-fiction. Of course, maganda imagination mo pag fiction, you exercise that. But the knowledge that you get from these stories, parang laking impact sa akin na ganun pala sa ibang bansa. Sometimes, di ba, pag lumalaki ka, yung isip mo, ba't ako nandito? Ang hirap naman dito sa Pilipinas and all that. You know, you have a reflection na, okay, wala dito sa Pilipinas. Mas mahirap yung buhay nila. So, you get a glimpse of the world. Diba? You travel with your books, with the books that you read.
Bukod sa pagiging artista, nahilig sa story reading, at ngayon ay sumusulat na rin ng kanyang sariling libro. May balak ba siyang iporsige na isalin ito bilang isang pelikula?
Actually, meron na akong existing na stories for short film. Ang tagal-tagal na siyang concept. So, si Sir Ricky din ang nag-udyok sa akin na magsulat. Kasi naghanap ako talaga na magsusulat for me. But sabi niya, you already know what's in your head, how you're gonna direct it, and how you're gonna, do everything. So, nasulat ko naman with his guidance. And hindi pa siya polido or maganda, but, I'm happy that matatranslate yon into film, definitely.
Para sa mga nais sumulat ng libro, saan ba dapat magsisimula?
Just write first. Write your heart out. And then you can fix that along the way when it's done. Pero kasi doon, nawawala yung, ay, maganda ba to? Maganda ba to? Parang, di ba, sinusulat mo muna and then you can edit from there. So I think you just write your heart out. Wag mo i-judge yung sarili mo. Di ba? Kasi talaga nakakawala namang confidence. Ako nga takot sa blank paper kasi it's so intimidating. And I know that writing itself is intimidating. So just write. Write what you want to write. Write what's in your mind, in your brain, your experiences, and then take it from there.
Para naman sa mga ina, ito ang iiwang mensahe ni Meryll Soriano.
Sa mga nanay, sobrang laki ng itinutulong ng pagbabasa sa mga bata. Early developmental stage of speaking, of communication, yung interaction mo sa mga bata, sa mga anak nyo, it's so important. And because reading is powerful. And then writing your stories is even more powerful. So to be able to share that and to have some people who share that to you by reading a book is, beautiful.
Para sa Read Pinoy, ako si Oxy Alegre.